What obvious thing did you recently realize? That Men's Warehouse is a pun. That birds don't live in nests. Nests are just where they keep their eggs. Birds just sleep in trees. My grandson just figured out I am his mother's mother. He just can't understand why I tell him we have to ask his mom to do some things. Why can't I just tell his mom we are going to do something? I am her mom, therefore her boss. That there is a typo on my email in my resume. Somehow it went unnoticed for 6 months. Even after hitting rock bottom, you can still keep digging. That Bluey's parents' jobs are at the airport drug sniffing and an archaeologist digging up bones. Because they're dogs. Facepalm medium light skin tone emoji modifier #hash. Growing up, my grandparents religiously had a 3:00 p.m. Pepsi time. Like tea time, I guess, but with Pepsi. Every time we were over there, it happened. We all enjoyed a crisp, fizzy, cold Pepsi. At 43 years old, I was telling that story this week, when I suddenly realized theirs were most likely spiked. When getting an eye exam, you are asked which looks better, 1 or 2. If they are identical or too close to call, you have a third option. The same. They never told me that. That boxer shorts are the style of shorts that boxers wear. Soft drinks are called soft drinks BC. They don't contain alcohol. Hard drinks do. Hazmat is short for hazardous materials. The turn your head part of turn your head and cough is so that you don't cough on. The doctor was probably mid-30s before I figured that out. Always assumed it flexed something somewhere that helped him check whatever he's checking for. That those glass roses you find in every sleazy gas station are crack pipes. Hidden in plain view my whole life. 20,000 leagues under the sea is referring to distance and not depth. Edit yeah, sorry I meant horizontally and not vertically, it's all distance. That if I put my phone in a bright yellow case I'll spend significantly less time wandering around my apartment muttering where the fuck did I set my phone. That Alucard from Castlevania just means Dracula backwards. Felt so dumb for not seeing the extremely obvious. Pipe cleaners aren't just for arts and crafts. They're also for cleaning pipes. I'm 35 and oh so ashamed of myself. The line in the Bee Gees song is "And you come to me on a summer breeze and not on a submarine." You do not have to make the entire box of pasta all at once. Eminem calls himself Eminem because his name is Marshall Mathers. I can actually do certain things differently than I've been doing my whole life, and often the new way is better. That the phase bottom of the hour means 30 minutes past the hour because the hand is at the bottom of the clock. That there is no cheese in Chinese restaurant menus. As in, Chinese don't eat cheese. Discovered this a month ago. Whoa. 2020 wasn't 2 months ago. That the Houston Astros name comes from astronauts. Stripper poles rotate and are not fixed. I always just assumed the dancers spun around the fixed pole through incredible body strength. Will Smith and Jada Smith named their kids after themselves. Jaden Smith and Willow Smith. Why I never put that together is beyond me. I didn't realize that in the song I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus, the dad was in a Santa costume, and Mom wasn't committing adultery with a magical, fictitious old man. I thought baby fever was an infection. The reason lead is PB on the periodic table is due to the Latin word for lead, which is the same root of the word for plumbing, because the Romans made pipes out of lead. I realized that you have to act to fall asleep to literally fall asleep. That I had an earbud tip caught in my ear for 4 years. I thought it was something else, like scar tissue. Birds don't pee. That's why their poo is liquid. Driving through South Dakota with my family, and I was so amazed by the vast fields of livestock. I turned to my husband and asked him how long it must take for the farmer to round up all the cows each night and get them into the barns. My husband laughed so hard. Apparently cows don't sleep in barns at night. PetSmart is both PetSmart and PetSmart. It's a play on words. I thought the Bee Gees were black for years, and I have no idea why I thought that. Then when I saw they were white dudes, I was shocked again hearing that they weren't from America. Shrug #hash. I am so stupid. A couple years ago I realized pickles were just pickled cucumbers. Not sure why, but I never realized this and always thought pickles were just pickles. The royal family is named after Windsor Castle, not the other way around. That my doctor was right. I need to start using a cane and stop being stubborn. That when a cat comes running up to me when I'm out for a walk, they are seeing me with the same excitement and novelty as I'm seeing them. That realization really made my day. I spend too much time choosing to be negative when I could really be happy. After a vacation I had a major attitude adjustment and applied to school in the town I visited. Suddenly debt doesn't depress me, cause I'm accumulating it for reasons I know are worth it. In the past few weeks I've journaled mostly optimistic things, and today I realized I had spent over half of the journal talking myself into a deeper hole. I can't unwrite it now, but that just makes me value the pages I have left so much more. I don't want my life to be a journal full of sad thoughts. I want to be happy. Now that I'm an adult I don't need to keep buying my shoes a little too big. Who else came here just to learn how much shit in the world is supposedly obvious, but that they themselves have never known? LMAO. That the Beatles, the band, and the car Bug Beetle was spelled different. This was last week. I've always thought Beetle Bug was Beetle. I have no idea why now. I always thought that Muslims didn't eat for a month during Ramadan. Donkey Kong is not in fact a donkey. That percentages are reversible. 25 of 10 is also 10 of 25, the former is just easier to calculate. That worms don't come onto the sidewalks when it rains because the wet concrete is irresistible to their squishy bodies. It's because they're drowning in the grass. This was a few years ago, but at that time, I had a master's degree and was walking into my full-time engineering job. A bunch of worms on the sidewalk outside my building and a no light bulb that clicked on in my head. No matter how much I miss the past, it's gone, while the future is a blink away. I'm working for a leisure nautical company where they call me New Bianca, except they don't, they refer to me as my predecessor's name Bianca. Howdy is a shortened colloquialism of how do you do. That my glasses were on the top of my head the whole time I was looking for them. I played through nearly all of Fallout 4. I didn't buy the game until fairly recently without realizing there's a jump button. If I got trapped someplace, I just restarted from a previous save and complained about what kinda idiots didn't make it so you can jump. But I'm the idiot. That coriander I love is cilantro I hate. When I was knee-high, my grandmother would talk of Irish potatoes. I was in my 50s before I figured out what she was saying was Irish potatoes. Red ones. Had no idea. The line from the song Higher Love by Steve Winwood is not medium, high or low. It is make me a higher love. That you can preheat the shower before getting in. I used to stand in the shower, turn on the water, and quickly press myself against the far wall to avoid the cold. Only took me 20 years and moving in with my SO to figure out there was a better way. Charcoal is wood, not rocks. Not me, but my favorite one that I saw someone in my network post was them realizing that FL ounce on a container was not a Florida ounce. They were confused why when they moved to Georgia, that Georgia stores were selling things in Florida ounces. That is an